Hello and welcome to Sound Bites with Mobile Legal. Today's topic is bankruptcy in your credit report. The question presented is, how can I remove discharge debt from my credit report? Can discharge debt appear on my credit report? The simple answer is yes, it can. Now this question is specific to Chapter 7 bankruptcies. Chapter 7 bankruptcies are bankruptcies that are focused on personal debt for individuals. This does not include corporations. Also, Chapter 7 bankruptcies, there's no prepayment plan. It's meant to give you a fresh start. Credit on your credit report or the debts included in the bankruptcy are not going to go away right away. They're going to continue to remain on your credit report for 7 years from the date they were first reported or the date of last payment. The bankruptcy itself for Chapter 7 will appear on your credit report for 10 years. It is important to note that even though the debt itself does not disappear from your credit report right away, there should be important updates to your credit report that's going to help you. I say should be because this does not always happen. You need to take active action anywhere between 90 days and 180 days after the discharge of your debt. So again, I would probably pull this about 90 days after, no longer than 180 days, which is 6 months. Pull a copy of your credit report. You need to carefully review it to make sure the debt is properly designated to reflect the bankruptcy. Once you've obtained a copy of your credit report, we need to go through your actual credit report. Now again, you might have done this immediately if you were able to download it successfully. Sometimes if you don't answer the questions correctly or if there's other potential issues on your credit report, you may have to wait for a copy to come in the mail. Once you have it, we need to go through it and carefully check for the following items. Specifically, you want to look in the public records section. You want to have a pen or a yellow marker and mark it up. Just make a copy and mark it up when you find mistakes. So you want to look in the public records section. In the public records, you want to look for the designation that says account included in bankruptcy or discharged in bankruptcy. So once you initiate your bankruptcy, that section should update to show included. And once it's discharged, so if we're pulling the report 90 days after, that should have been updated to reflect discharged in bankruptcy. If it's not, circle it. The next thing you want to look for is you want to look at every debt that was actually discharged in your bankruptcy. And this should pretty much be everything on your credit report, except anything that you might have reaffirmed, student loans, if you reaffirmed a car loan. They need to be noted on your credit report as discharged with a balance of 0. So really important to look through, take your highlighter, your pen, circle anything on that credit report that does not accurately reflect a 0 balance. And here I'm looking at here, it has a balance of over $9,000. That's not right, that should be 0. Again, it's going to be negative. If there's a balance showing, and they do this all the time, creditors forget to go back and change this, it's hurting you. You're not getting that fresh start that you worked hard for. The next thing is we're going to look at hard pulls on our credit report. Hard pulls, different from soft pulls. Soft pulls are when you're getting invitations of credit. You haven't asked anyone, they show up in the mail. The hard pulls is where you actually have a debtor-creditor relationship, or you've gone in and applied for a credit card, you've applied for an auto loan, you've signed and authorized them to find out what you're financially able to obtain as far as a loan. Once your debt is discharged to bankruptcy, your debtor-creditor relationship is over, done. They no longer have a legal right to pull your credit report every month like they used to. That brings down your credit score, and they do it anyway, and this hurts you. So you want to check the area that says hard inquiries, look for all of those ex-creditors' names, circle them, okay? The next thing we want to look for is charge-offs. And when an account is listed as charged off in your credit report, that's negative. That adds to your negative rating and thus adds to your negative or lower score. There's a number of circumstances when creditors can charge off an account, but they may not do so after you filed for a bankruptcy or after you've received the bankruptcy discharge. And why do I include it here? Because it happens all the time and it's not legal. The next thing you want to look for is your spouse reported. So if your spouse is reporting as having filed a bankruptcy when they actually did not join you, that's wrong. Now again, any debts that were jointly owned, it's okay that on your spouse's report who did not file the bankruptcy, it may say included in a bankruptcy. But look in the public records section. It should not list a bankruptcy on your spouse's report. So it's a good idea to pull both of your reports and look at both of them, even though you both may not have been included in the bankruptcy. The next thing is reaffirmation accounts misreported. Reaffirmation occurs when you work out some type of an agreement with that debtor and for whatever reason you don't want to choose it in the bankruptcy. Say you have a car that you wanted to keep or a mortgage on a house. You're reaffirming that debt so it does not go away in the bankruptcy. That should be updated as reaffirmed and not as discharged in the bankruptcy credit report. So you want to look at that and make sure that you're noting it if it's not correct. So we've gone through the report, we've marked up all of the issues we found, and now what do? How do I fix this? Well, again, you could do a Google search. You could find companies out there willing to help you, professing some type of magic. You'll see comments and responses saying how wonderful they are, how they fix their credit overnight. Even do some searches with the Federal Trade Commission, Consumer Protection Bureau. They're going to caution you with working with any for-profit companies like this because there is no magic and there is no instant credit repair and there should be no upfront fees. So if you see a company charging upfront fees, promising to change your world overnight, I would steer clear. In many cases, it's illegal to charge an upfront fee and promise credit repair. They're not allowed to charge a fee unless they've done something to improve your credit. You want to contact an attorney, someone who can help you with a written dispute. You want to dispute this debt. An attorney is going to be able to help you with that first dispute. They're going to be able to help you with that second dispute. And again, an attorney often is not going to charge you anything up front. The statutes that protect you with these credit reporting errors pays for attorney fees or obligates the other party to pay for the attorney fees. So it's often going to pay for itself to get an attorney who knows what they're doing, who's done this many times before, and can help you. With that said, even with an attorney, I would not anticipate that all of your errors may get fixed on the first attempt or even the second. But the attorney is going to be prepared with that writing. By putting it in writing, you want to build that history of your attempts to correct the debt so an attorney can use that in any lawsuit that might need to be filed on your behalf. The attorney can assist again by filing the lawsuit due to violations of the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FDCPA, possibly the FCCPA, which is specific to Florida, and they may be subject to money damages on your behalf if they continue to report a balance which is hurting you. So again, working through an attorney is going to be your best option. If you're in the Florida area, feel free to contact Mobile Legal. You can subscribe below so that you're included in future posts and updates that might be of assistance to you. But we wish you the best, and we wish you and your family financial health.